Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's explainer, which is basically your virtual skin health masterclass. I'm so excited to be your guide today as we tackle something that's been making huge waves online lately, the truth about the cold water burn. If you've been on social media at all recently, you've definitely seen people dunking their faces into giant bowls of ice water, right? They swear it is this miraculous, ultimate skin hack. And yeah, it looks super intense, maybe even a little crazy, but there's a real reason why it's trending so hard. But as someone who cares about their skin health, you're probably wondering, what does the science actually say here? Are they helping their skin or are they literally hurting it? Let's take a look at the clinical reality.
So here's our consultation overview for today. We'll start with the cold water myth, then break down the science of damage. After that, we'll compare cold water versus ice, and finally, we'll wrap up by building a truly healthy morning routine.
All right, section 1, the cold water myth. Let's uncover the truth behind this wild trend. So let's just directly address the number one question that brings so many patients into the dermatology clinic. Can washing your face actually cause a burn? Look, let's clear this up right out of the gate. Cold water does not burn your skin the way heat does. You're definitely not going to get a thermal scald from your bathroom tap. But actually, that doesn't mean your face is invincible. Extreme cold can absolutely damage your skin, and that is exactly where all this confusion lies. When people hear the word burn, they instantly think of fire or a boiling pot of water. But extreme temperatures on the exact opposite end of the thermometer, they carry their own totally unique set of risks. Which brings us to section 2, the science of damage. Let's look at what extreme cold exposure really does to your face. Here's what's happening beneath the surface. When you expose your skin to very cold temperatures, and I'm talking specifically about plunging your face into ice water, your blood vessels constrict incredibly fast. It's basically an immediate automatic shock response from your nervous system. Your body is rapidly narrowing those vessels to protect your core body heat. But for your delicate facial skin, this sudden, drastic deprivation of normal blood flow is a massive stressor. You are essentially starving your skin of the very circulation it relies on to stay healthy, glowing, and balanced. And this brilliantly illustrates the fallout. That rapid vessel constriction directly leads to some very specific clinical signs: dryness, irritation, and redness. Because your skin's circulation has just been so rapidly compromised, your natural skin barrier gets completely disrupted. All that vital moisture just escapes, leaving your skin's surface feeling parched, super tight, and inflamed. It's actually incredibly ironic, right? Because so many people are using these ice baths to reduce redness, but the rebound effect of all that irritation actually leaves the skin looking and feeling so much worse.
And in extreme cases, you can actually experience a cold burn. A cold burn is genuine skin damage caused by freezing temperatures, and it's remarkably similar to mild frostbite. So, while it's absolutely not a thermal heat burn, the physical damage to your delicate facial tissues from freezing is very real and very well documented. That is exactly why this viral internet rumor has a dangerous little kernel of truth to it that we really need to be aware of.
Moving right along to section 3, cold water versus ice. It's time to separate myth from fact. Now, what's really interesting about this is how we separate perfectly safe everyday practices from harmful internet trends. Regular cold water straight from your bathroom sink, that is totally fine. It's refreshing, it feels great in the morning, and it is not going to freeze your tissues. However, extreme ice water is what genuinely damages your skin. The temperature gap between a cold tap and a bowl full of floating ice cubes is absolutely massive. And believe me, your skin feels every single degree of that severe difference. So, how do we fix this? That brings us to section 4, a healthy morning routine. Let's get into some practical tips for your skin. I want to guide you through a few super simple rules to help you build a beginner-friendly, dermatologist-approved cleansing routine. Step 1, just avoid using ice water on your face entirely. Seriously, skip the viral trend. Risking irritation or even mild frostbite just isn't worth it. Step 2, if your skin is generally normal, fairly resilient, and you love that refreshing wake-up call, using regular cold water from the tap is a perfectly healthy, safe choice. But step 3, and please pay close attention to this one, stick to lukewarm water if you have sensitive skin. Lukewarm water is gentle, it protects your skin's natural oils, and it totally prevents that harsh vascular shock reaction we just talked about. Respecting your skin's temperature limits rather than shocking it is absolutely the foundation of a healthy morning routine. Which brings us to our final provocative thought for today. Is your extreme morning routine actually damaging your skin? As we've seen throughout this explainer, sometimes in our really eager pursuit of health or just chasing the latest beauty trend, we inadvertently push things way too far. We end up turning a simple, nourishing face wash into a shocking, damaging ice bath. The fundamental truth we've uncovered today is that cold water isn't the enemy at all, but you absolutely shouldn't overdo it with ice. So tomorrow morning, when you step up to the bathroom sink, take a quick second to ask yourself, are you truly nourishing your skin, or are you just shocking it for the sake of a trend? Thank you so much for joining me for this deep dive. Keep those morning routines safe, gentle, and sensible, and I'll see you in the next explainer.